welcome back to my channel. It's been quite a while and a lot have happened since I last talked to you. So this video is actually for me to go through everything I did in 2024, which is always like an exciting time to showcase what you made and everything we've done. I just love watching these kind of videos as well, so it's really fun to make one. But since it's been such a long time, I thought I'd give you like a little life update. But yeah, if you want to skip the life update and just move on to the knits, you can just go to this timestamp and watch the knits instead. But yeah, I think the last time I made one of these kind of videos was like back in September, I think. And that was also when my book was released. And I'm actually wearing the shirt from the book that I released. I'm gonna show you my book. So it looks like this, and it's called Maska för maska mot en handstickad garderob. So it's the book is in Swedish, and there's no plans for it to be released in English yet. Still hoping that it someday will be released in another language. My plan was always to do like a more in-depth video of the book and all the garments in it and whatnot, but for now I'm just gonna briefly mention that I released the book in September, and this shirt is one of the patterns that are in the book. But yeah, just around the time that the book was released was when I found out that I am pregnant. We've always wanted like a third child. This is our third baby. So yeah, now the third baby wanted to come, and we welcome it. But it's been quite rough to be pregnant while releasing a book, trying to keep my business going and everything. It's been good, it's been fine, but I've been so sick and I've been feeling terrible. And if you had like pregnancy sickness at all, you just know how life-consuming it is to just feel awful all the time. Hence why I didn't make these kind of videos during the past months. I just couldn't bear like talking to a camera for a more extended period of time, other than like a quick fun reel on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. I'm currently 23 weeks pregnant, so I may look kind of big, you know, but I think it's the third baby syndrome. You just get really big. So baby is due in the beginning of summer, like late May, early June. So we still have quite some time to go before baby number 3 arrives. So I have 2 kids before. I have an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old. But yeah, that's kind of like the backstory, hence why I've been so absent on YouTube and only been doing tutorials. But since it's 2025 and I'm feeling a lot better, I just want to get like back into the swing of making these more long-form content videos for you, because it's fun and I just love chatting, and it's nice to have this kind of long-form video to chat with you guys. But like I said, I want to share all my knits from 2024, and even though it was kind of a rough year, it's still quite a lot of knits to go through. I'm not going to do a try-on situation because stuff just looks weird on my belly right now. It just doesn't sit the way that it should sit, you know. So I'm gonna insert like clips of me wearing it with pictures and whatnot, or other people who have knitted these stuff, so you can see how it looks when it's on a body. I thought I'd go in like chronological order and talk to the things that I made throughout the year from like January to December. And starting off small but strong are the Nomad Slippers. So these are like the Nomad jacket, my very popular knitting pattern for a jacket. This is kind of like their little sister or little brother, whatever. So it's a pair of slippers made in honeycomb brioche, and it has like a lot of the similar techniques that the Nomad jacket has. So it's a fun project to try out if you feel like overwhelmed by getting yourself into the Nomad jacket project. This is a nice slow start for that project. So you get to try out double knitting, honeycomb brioche, and I-cord edging, which is the techniques that are also used in Nomad jackets. So Nomad Slippers was one of the first, or was the first pattern that I released in 2024. The next pattern that I released has become one of my most popular knitting patterns of all times, and that is the Always Forever unicorn sweater. So it's a kid sweater, which is, I usually don't do kid stuff, but I just wanted to make a unicorn sweater for my daughter. And I asked a friend if she had like a recommendation for a knitting pattern with a unicorn, and she said that there currently wasn't one like available. So she actually suggested that I made a knitting pattern. So I took on that job very seriously, and I made what I think is a really cute unicorn sweater. It's also, I think it's nice to look at from an adult's perspective, but it's also fun and playful from the kids' perspective. And so I made mine, or ours, I made my daughter's once in quite a neutral color scheme, just because I like the way how that looks. But it has this kind of like rainbow mane on it. And the unicorn face just wraps around towards the back, so you have the unicorn going all the way around. Quite a simple construction, and a lot of people have knitted this, and it's just so fun to watch, you know, the hashtags on Instagram to see all the different versions and colors and how people have knitted this. So definitely one of my favorite projects from 2024, and I would love to make another like fun, playful kids design like this. So keep your eyes out for that in 2025. The next design is Carrie Me Bag, which is a really cute, fun, playful little bag. I think I was like inspired by the whole unicorn universe when I chose this pink color. But yeah, it's actually quite nice and like a fun way to add color to your wardrobe by making one of these like more statement bags. It's worked in ribbing and then brioche, and also it has a double knitted bottom to give it some more structure. And then it has these kind of like I-cord ties at the sides, which allows you to tie these cute bows that were also like very on trend this spring. And it's definitely a piece that I will continue to wear this year, and maybe like knit another color just to add some more fun colors into my wardrobe. But yeah, this is a Carrie Me Bag. Also during last spring I made the Dream set, which was, it was like a dream project that I wanted to do, where I wanted to make like my dream cardigan style. I had this idea that I wanted to make quite a minimal 90s style cardigan, and I got one of my favorite yarns for it. This is Knitting for Olive's merino with a strand of mohair. And yeah, it's a minimal cardigan, but it has a lot of very like thought through and beautiful details. So it's worked top down, and you have a continuous shoulder construction to just give that like tight fit that usually a 90s cardigan had. So it sits quite tight on the body, and it has a more fitted sleeve, and then it has the nice like minimal edging at the neckline, and then the sleeves as well as the body are finished with this kind of like a double rolled hem situation, which is, it's just a favorite detail of mine, I would say. This is a cardigan that's steeked, so you knit it in the round and then you cut it open at the end to work the button bands lastly. So a very fun construction, and a lot of pretty versions of this on the internet as well to check out. So this is called my Dream Cardigan, and it also comes with a Dream wrap skirt, which are the two garments that makes up the Dream sets. Yeah. So this is also a skirt that is steeked, so it actually has a like wrap style to it, but you work it in the round, so you don't have to purl a lot of stitches. And this is worked in Knitting for Olive merino as well, but without the mohair. So this is what the skirt looks like, and then this tie just wraps around on that side to complete the wrap style. And it also has this pretty shaping at the back where it like mimics the look of a darts, sewn darts, which I like. And then it has a fold up hem and these pretty double knitted edges. Yeah, I just really like this color for wearing in the summer because it's really flattering when you have a bit of a tan, and it's just really elongating on the legs. So yeah, that's Dream wrap skirt along with my Dream cardigan. Next up is one of my personal favorites from 2024, which I've worn a ton, and this is perhaps the garment that looks like most weird on me at the moment, just because I'm a lot bigger. So I can't really wear this right now, but I'm really looking forward to being able to wear it again. It's called knot top, and it's quite awkward to like hold up just because it's a halter neck style top. So you work this one bottom up actually. So you start at the bottom and you work this double folded hem, and then you work the body up, and then you shape or you bind off the back first of all, like so, and then you shape the front so it goes like a halter neck style. And then once you reach the halter neck part, or like the neck part, you just work it quite long so you can later tie it into these knots. And then you split the stitches into two, so you get these two ties. And then these are the ties that you like tie around your neck. This is what it like sits like. And I'll insert pictures so you can get what it looks like. This is worked in Isa Trio 2. So it's like a linen viscose blend, I think. Maybe some silk as well. But it has this really nice sheen to it. Really gorgeous, and I can't wait to wear this again. This is knot top. So one of the things I worked on last summer was this beginner-friendly skirt, along with like a tutorial series on my YouTube channel where I made beginner-friendly tutorials on like all the basic techniques. And using all of those basic techniques, you were able to make the first Flirt skirt. So this is like kind of a basic skirt, but it also has like a lot of fun details that just makes it fun to knit, but then challenge yourself. But they are quite easy to like execute and straightforward to make. So therefore I think it's a good start for a beginner. Also, like a skirt is quite nice because you don't have all of that shaping with like raglan and sleeves and whatnot. A skirt is literally just a tube that you work top down, or this is worked top down at least. So first of you work the kind of waistband, and then you insert a elasticated like band into the knitted waistband. This also has the same shaping as my dream wrap skirt, with the dart lookalikes shaping at the back. Yeah, and then you work it quite straight down to about hip length, I'd say. And then you bind off, if I remember this well, you bind off your stitches. Or in some kind of way you make this fringe at the bottom. I just don't quite remember right now. So you make this frilly bit at the end, and then you finish it off with an I-cord to make it quite like seamlessly finished. So quite a minimal style, but really easy, fun to make. This is worked on quite large needles, so it's also a fast knit, which is good if you're a beginner because you don't get bored as easily. I would love to make this in like a wool as well, because this is a very summery fabric. I think it's cotton linen blend. It's a drops yarn. I think this would be really nice in a wool as well. But yeah, it's just, it doesn't sit quite right on my pregnant body right now. So maybe this will be a project for next fall to make like a more autumn version of it. The other thing that I worked on last summer was my big t-shirt project. And this actually ended up in me making two different kind of t-shirts. So I'll hold them up so you somewhat can see like the difference of them. But yeah, the gray one on top right here is called Baby Tee. And then I also made another version in this white color that I call Boxy Tee. So the idea was that I wanted to make like the perfect, you know, basic everyday t-shirt. And I found a yarn that I really loved, and that is Filcolana Merci, which is a merino and cotton blend. So it's very soft and quite lightweight. It's a fingering yarn, but it still has, like, still holds its shape. It's not too floppy like pure cotton might be. So the merino just makes it so that it has a bit more hold and structure to it. Originally, my plan was to make Baby Tee, which is quite a tight fitting t-shirt with more of a cap sleeve kind of sleeve. This is a construction where you work the back and forth up until like this point, and then you pick up stitches along the front and work the right shoulder, and then you work the left shoulder, and then you work pick up stitches along the shoulders to work it like back and forth before you cast on stitches for the neck. So yeah, a really nice construction. I just love this kind of construction, and it has followed me throughout the year just because I just like how it sits when you want kind of like a more tailored look for a garment. I think this is a very nice construction. It has, like I said, these kind of details, but it also then has like a hem at the bottom that is double folded, but it starts off with a lateral braid, which is like a horizontal braid, just to give it like that stitching kind of look that a t-shirt usually has. So it has that kind of detail around the neck, but also at the body of this one. And while I worked on the Baby Tee, I realized that I like a Baby Tee, and that's my preferred style, but also a lot of people like to wear a more boxy tee. So that's why I used the same type of construction, but instead I just made a boxy version. So the fit of this is different in the sense that it's more like oversized in the body. It has some more ease and some more room. But also the sleeves are different in the sense that they are also wider and has a more like sporty fit to them, I would say. So they go down slightly. They don't have the same kind of like cap sleeve look as the Baby Tee. And then the sleeves are also finished with that double folded hem on the Boxy Tee. Those are Baby Tee and Boxy Tee, and you can buy these patterns separately or as a set for a better price. So you can make all the t-shirts in the world that you want. So around this time is when we're moving into fall knitting. And my first fall project to kick off this season was the magical unicorn beanie. This was just a fun project to make because since so many of you seem to love the Always Forever unicorn sweater, I thought like a beanie would be like the perfect, also like an entryway thing if you're scared to dive into the intarsia bits. This is just a smaller, easier version to make. The magical unicorn beanie is worked from the brim and up to the top. It has like a double folded brim like this, which is also where you embroider the cute little eyes on it. And then you begin to work the intarsia bit back and forth so that you get like an opening at the back right here. And then once you finish all of the unicorn bits and then the shaping of the top, you close up this opening with this mane. So then when the kid wears it, it just has this cute face at the front, and then it has the playful little mane at the back. But yeah, magical unicorn beanie is a really fun and cute project. If you want to make something cute for your kids, want to try out intarsia, I recommend this one. And then while I was on like the beanie kick, and I have had quite a lot of like leftovers from this project. And also kind of liked the idea of the double folded brim thing. So I made a intarsia beanie for myself as well. This is actually like a piece I can try on. So yeah, this is what it looks like. So it has kind of a similar construction, but it has, you make the opening at the side instead, and then you close it with an I-cord because I felt like the fringe was a bit too much for me. Fun, scrappy little project to make. I just really like this kind of blow yarn for beanies because it's so lightweight and warm, but also, you know, not too heavy. So yeah, that is out of Line Beanie, which is like an homage to the asymmetric lines. So yeah, a really fun, scrappy project if you want to try out intarsia for yourself and try this kind of like construction with the double folded brim. So moving into the later months of the year, as I told you at the beginning of the video, I was feeling really sick, so I actually didn't knit like a lot. But I think I finished this one just before it got like really bad with the sickness. But this is Cloud Hood. I think I can actually like try this on as well. But this is like a polo, I don't know what it's called. It's like a collar, polo collar that has a hood on it. So I really wanted to make something with a hood, but I wanted to work it top down because I just prefer to work my knits that way. And this just took a lot of like trial and error to get it right because it was quite important for me to get like the proportions of the hood like perfect. And also I wanted to have like a pouchiness at the back of the hood like this. And then I want it to be more tight fitting around the neck. So this has a lot of like shaping built into it with like short rows and increases and decreases and all of those fun stuff that I just love to dive into and like get all nerdy with. So yeah, this is the Cloud Hood, and this is actually the small size, so you can work it in a bigger size if you have like broader shoulders. So this is what it looks like. And this is made in drops brushed alpaca, I think. Yeah. The next pattern I released was a pair of mittens. And these were just born out of my own like desire of having a pair of these kind of mittens. So I call these the Aurora Mittens, and they are quite a basic like stockinette stitch mitten, but they just have like a really great fit. So they're quite tight fitting, so they sit quite snug on the hand, and then they have this mohair, so they keep you warm and snug. And then the thumb also just has a great fit, I think, where you have the shaping at the center of the hand like so. And then you finish them off with a 2x2 ribbing, and then lastly you do like a double knitted edge and bind it off with Italian bind off. These are worked top down, so these are worked from the fingertips and then towards the cuff. And I just really like to work my mittens that way because it's easier to try them out as you go, because you see like after you made the shaping at the like this part, you just work it to where the thumb starts and then you continue working after that. So for me this is just makes a lot more sense in terms of being able to try out the mitten as you go. But yeah, these might be like some of my most worn pieces from this year. I've just worn these a lot this fall and winter whenever I take the kids to school and all of those stuff. So yeah, that is Aurora Mittens, and like I said, one of my favorites from this year perhaps. So we reached the last two patterns for the year, for 2024. And that is actually a set, another set. And this was a set that I made. I must have made it once I was pregnant, because I made these in a bigger size than I usually make. So this is, I was mostly inspired like by the yarn, because this yarn has been quite like hyped up and trendy this season, I think, and I just wanted to make something that suited my style and my type of design with this kind of yarn. So this is Svarta Fåret brushed alpaca, so quite similar to the one that's used in Cloud Hood. I think this is a little bit thicker, like more full, and I use this dark brown chocolatey color, which has been really nice for this time of the year. So the t-shirt is quite similar in like its construction to Boxy Tee, but of course it has a very different like gauge, and the shoulder shaping is done slightly different. It's more boxy. Also, I would say it has more of a ease with it. And then you make these slightly longer short sleeves that just suits this kind of style very nicely. And also it makes, I mean, you could make this a long sleeve, but for the type of garment I was going for with a more like elegant look, I just think this kind of sleeve suits the look better. And it's also more appropriate for like going to a party or like a celebrating Christmas or whatever you guys were doing in your teddy sets. So yeah, this is called Teddy Tee, I think. And then I made a teddy top maybe. And then I made a matching skirt to go with the top. And this is, like you can see, a longer skirt. So this is more of, it's very difficult to show, but it's more of a midi skirt. And this is actually something that I've been able to wear throughout my pregnancy, just because it's so nice and stretchy, and like a mini skirt just gets really short once you have a big belly, but this just sits very nicely, and it is something that I wear quite often still. This is also a very simple knit. Like I said, I think skirts are notoriously like beginner friendly just because they have such a simple construction. I worked the waistband in 1x1 ribbing, and then the rest of the skirt is worked in stockinette stitch, and then it's finished off with like a little pearl hem. But I know, like due to experience and just how fabric works, just having like a 1x1 ribbing doesn't like make e-skirts stay up necessarily. So I knew that I wanted to add some kind of like elasticated waistband to it as well. However, since this is such a thick yarn, I didn't want the bulk to have like a double folded with like an elasticated band within it. So I wanted to come up with something else for this design. So I've actually crocheted a waistband. So there are 3 like skinny elasticated like threads along that I've crocheted along this waistband that just gives it like that elasticated waist, that it stretches out but then it also like holds its shape, which is what you want from a skirt, because you want the skirt to like go on and then you don't want it to like drop down. So this technique is very handy for that, and I've made a YouTube tutorial for how I do exactly this type of crocheted elasticated waistband, and I'll link that below for you. That is teddy top, teddy skirt, and then teddy top. And this has just been like a nice go-to whenever I've had like events that I was trying to hide my pregnant belly, but looking at the photos afterwards, it's quite visible, I would say. But yeah, believe it or not, that was everything I did in 2024. I just feel so out of breath all the time. So excuse me if I sound like very breathy and like I'm gasping for air, because I am. I'm pregnant, you know. it is what it is. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. It's been so fun to like be back and talk to you, and I hope that you'll enjoy this video very much. So you'll give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming content that I will share. Like my plan is to share, like, still keep going with the 2 tutorials a month, and then 2 like more vlog style chatty videos a month. So hopefully I will update you every single week, and I'll talk to you on a more regular basis. I hope you have a great day, and I talk to you soon. Bye!